Hey everybody, happy Monday. As you look at the paralegal career or any other career that you're in this career, for one, we can make a mistake before we start moving. Ask God to show you where you should be going and what direction you should be going. If you are like, yes, Leslie, I know. Question is why, as your big question. Okay? And the other question is, are you moving towards it? What I'm going to go after, not quite sure, but you're still not moving. You see there's no secret sauce. It's just you start moving towards it. I took the job first before I understood if I liked it or not, because my aunts were working in the field at that time, but I lived far away from them, and I really needed to take the time to believe, start to overthink it. And if we overthink with perfectionism, and we can think that it must all be like this in a nice tidy box before we can put our resume. Make sure that you read my book, Legal Break-In. I wrote it for this purpose, to give you that insider's look. After you read that, and you can get it in Kindle or paperback format, whatever floats your boat, whatever you're more comfortable with, and you still are like, yep, I know it's for me, I just know it, and you're not looking at the average salary of paralegals on Google and getting on that figure. That is not true, and it's bogus. It's not realistic. You will start at a low rung like any other job and work your way up. Okay? So get in real world, and then if you're still like, yeah, I still want to go for this, then go for it. But you have to class, which is open right now as I record this till the 12th of January, and jump in that class. And you can look at the previous video to this one. I believe I put the links in there for the class. And look in the description box right below this video, and you will see, I think there's like 4 links in there. The one will be Paralegal Inner Circle class, and there's one for my book too. As I've mentioned in other videos, I'm in my working in the legal field and changing jobs along the way, unnerved. That's rare these days, and that a job lasts that long, really. And so we have to look at a career that we're building and go from there, and think about what are we building so that we can go from law firm to law firm if we have to. Excuse me. So the question here is, you have to ask yourself the why. Why do you want to go into this field? Now, you may not have thought about the next question, but why is this important for God that you go in this field? And it may not be understandable to you till later, because what I found out was that I was being used to calm people, and they would come and talk to me about problems they were having in their personal life. It's just what I was meant to do. So sometimes we don't know what our purpose is. You may not know why this is important to God at this point. You may later, though. 5 or 10 happened. Or line items do you have on a piece of paper that that you've listed out that will get you to where you could have 2 or 3, and you have to go forward and see yourself moving towards those goals in your mind and actually do it. So my husband did something in the house one time. He put something on, and I've done things like this all the time. I used to make stuff. I used to sew, and I would do something incorrectly and have to redo it, rip it out, redo it. Then I learned not to do that the second time. So should I beat myself up every time I make a mistake? But that's how I was brought up. I was shamed if I explored certain areas, and I mean just I discovered that knitting was not going to be my life calling. That's not, again, grandmother knitted sweaters that were, I still have one that she knitted with a hood that comes up. It's gorgeous. So it was not for me. It was not for me. Perfectionism and procrastination are like this. So we can, we can think that we have to achieve a certain point, and then we're going to be so perfect that we'll go in and they'll be clamoring for our services. Not really, because every area of law is different, and the law firm and how they work are different. Don't put it off because of what you went through as a child, that you were not encouraged, that you were criticized so much that it set you back and you didn't move. Lie and go for it. So here are some questions you think they should. What is perfect picture? What the end purpose is, not the perfection, the end which results in perfection, but what the real purpose is of this journey. Are you willing to go towards it? If God's placed this on your heart and in your mind, are you willing to go? That when I did things right, I would feel like I was on a high. And then my parents were the type that would be pat you on the back, but I pat myself on the back. My husband's parents would say how proud they were of him. Great job, and you can do this. I've got you. You're going to teach you along the way. You're going to learn more and do this according to my purpose. That makes all the difference in the world. So in what way are you demanding perfection from yourself before you begin to move? Haven't reached perfection, but you're moving anyway. I want you to think about that and what's stopping you, what's keeping you from going towards your purpose. I don't know what my end. 10 years from now, as I said, you may look down back and go, oh, that's why I went through that, or be clearer later on. But right now you've got to trust that He has your best interest at heart. And if you're being pulled to this, and again, you have to know that's too shallow, that's not good enough. It has to be, what is it that is really pulling you? Is it because you do have a passion, or do you have to get into this like I did so that you can know? If it is, that's okay too. That's perfectly okay. Is to look at number 2 is join us in class so that you can get some meaty legal knowledge that you can add to your resume and cover letter, learn how to do a great cover letter, learn so many good things about how to do an interview correctly. I really beefed up the interview section of this course. So look in the description box of a previous video and you'll see the Paralegal Inner Circle class. Click on that and go check it out and enroll before the 12th of January and be part of us. I don't monitor your progress. What I provide is access to all those classes, and then you can download PDFs to your computer, and you will be part of a private group if you want. That group is so you can ask me a lot of questions if you want to, or you can be invisible and just observe and learn in the group without asking questions. So I hope you'll join us. It's announced for that group a live video time where I will provide some information, and then people can pose questions in the group, and I'll